political discussion. Anyway, the big news that everyone has heard, that the trade deal between Indonesia, there is a country called Indonesia, and trade deal with Indonesia and United States, that deal has been closed now, means it is done. The deal is done between Indonesia and United States, and it has brought a new era in the trade deal. New era in a trade deal in a way that Indonesia is charging 0% tariff to the United States, and United States is charging 19% tariff on Indonesia. Actually, this trend started with the China and US trade deal, where China is charging 10% and US is charging 30%. In that fashion, Indonesia went ahead after that news. When China and USA deal was sealed, after that, Indian Industry Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, he was in America, and there he proposed 0% tariff. When China proposed 10% tariff to the American market, Mr. Piyush Goyal, he offered 0% tariff to the American market. Bring your product, sell into India. There is no entry tariff we will charge. It will come and it will be sold in Indian market as if they are produced in India itself. Okay, in that fashion, then go and do the trade deal with us. Anyway, Donald Trump has been saying that Donald Trump has been saying that there is a the ceasefire negotiation happened between India and Pakistan, and that negotiation happened because there will be lot of trade between India and America that Donald Trump has promised to the India. So in that fashion, to have the lot of trade between India and America, India is more or less offering 0% tariff so that lot of trade would happen. Anyway, after that, India and America trade deal was never sealed, though it is in discussion for last 3 or 4 months. Anyway, what is the bottleneck? What happened? That we will talk. Now, Indonesia and America trade deal is done, and it is in a path, it is in a track of the what Indian what Indian Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal had offered to the United States, 0%. On the same track, Indonesia had made the trade deal sealed with America, 0% and non-0% with America. Now Donald Trump is saying, and Mr. Howard Lutnick, he is the secretary for the commerce out there. Now both have come out saying that trade deal with India is more or less closed now. Anytime we are going to announce it. Anyway, Indian Prime Minister was in America. Then Indian industry was in Indian Industry Minister was in America. And post that, the Indian Industry Ministry officials were in America. They came back. They are again in America. So Indian Industry Ministry officials, they are again in America to close the deal. Anyway, when Indian Prime Minister was in America, I believe February time frame, then February or early March time frame. So the the Indian Prime Minister was in US some time back, and India and US trade 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 is $190 billion per year. India and US trade is 190 billion per dollar. When Indian Prime Minister was in US, then at that time discussion was going on to make it $500 billion. Okay, in that way, around $50 billion is trade deficit from the America side. America import more and export less to India. In $190 billion trade, more or less it is $120 billion is export of India to America, and around $70 billion trade is from America to India. So $50 billion around India, America is in trade deficit with India. Anyway, now Prime Minister of India Modi and Donald Trump, they discussed when Indian Prime Minister visited White House in February end or March time frame. Then they discussed to grow the trade between India and US from $190 billion to $500 billion. Okay, maximum export that India makes to US is in services sector. Means American companies, they invest in India, and then they kind of this is how India earns through them. That is in services sector. It is not more or less in product sector where American products are being sold in India. It is not in that fashion. It is in services sector. American company, they take Indians help to do primarily it into in the computer software section, and they use Indian services to make their product and that they sell it globally. That is different to the product export. This is something which will come in services export which India is providing to US. So more or less whatever it is, India is earning through this the US deal, US trade deal. India is earning without doing anything, no pain. American company comes here, they make building out here or hire building out here, and then Indian employee work in their company, and then they help American people to manufacture their software product that say globally. Indian government, they just enjoy the money. That's it is a pure money without any effort. This is what India is earning from America. $120 billion is from India to America, means India is earning that much in services sector. Anyway, in return, Donald Trump wanted India to purchase all the defense equipment from United States, and Indian Prime Minister promised that defense purchases, that India is number one defense importer in the world. Whatever India imports in defense sector, that is number one in the world. In that fashion, India promised that the defense sector, whatever India would purchase, it will be from America only. It has been purchasing from the America for a decade or 2 decades or so. So it will continue in a fashion that India would purchase the defense product from America. Anyway, Indian Prime Minister came back, and then Indian Industry Minister went there, and then Indian official went there, and somehow trade deal could not be sealed. Again, Indian Industry Ministry people are out there, and then again kind of there is a hopefulness. It means people are hopeful that trade would deal would be sealed. Okay, now what Indian officials are saying, this is something that is going to be the most serious trade deal that is happening with United States with any other country. That is India, the most serious and most complex trade deal that is surfacing now. Okay, anyway, what people are saying, what Indian officials are saying about the trade deal, the Indian officials are saying it is in synchronization with the Indonesia US trade deal. Means India is no going to charge 0% when American product enter into America. That is the way Indonesia has done. And in that fashion, America would charge. This is what the skeptical about. This is what the people are thinking. So America would charge around 19%. So America would charge around 90%. That is similar to they are charging to Indonesia if Indian product enter into America. 19%. Anyway, India is not bothered about it much. India is bothered about the lots and lots of American companies. They invest in India, and Indian population is very high. There are tons of people are there, and they will work in American company in services sector, and Indian government would earn a lot. This is the eye of Indian government. The way they are earning a lot, they will keep earning a lot. Okay, around I believe 10 lakhs crore is the income of Indian government from the American company. 10 lakh crore. That is a very, very high amount. Around 4 to 5 lakh crore is the defense budget. Much more than that earning is only from American company. I'm not talking about European company and this company or that company. $1 billion, it will more or less it will come in that range only. I believe more than that. Anyway, whatever it is. Now, what is going on? Now, if India and America trade deal is ready, then India would charge 0% and America would charge 19% as per the Indonesia. What is next? Now, if we watch the Indonesia and America trade deal, then America, the trade deficit with Indonesia and America is in trade deficit of $18 billion. To compensate the $18 billion trade deficit with Indonesia, America is forcing $15 billion energy product that Indonesia would buy from America. Energy product in a way that energy generation, either it is a solar energy or thermal energy or hydropower energy, wherever uh, American company would be involved, American machinery would be involved, and in that fashion, Indonesia will pay $15 billion to America per year. $4.5 billion Indonesia would purchase agricultural product, dairy product, then food grains, the genetically modified seeds, these kind of things. So, and then meat, animal meat. This is what the $4.5 billion Indonesia would purchase, and then 50 50 Boeing aeroplane Indonesia would purchase. Same thing that is going to come to India also. This is the point that we wanted to discuss. Means America is forcing India in return of the trade deal. America is forcing India to purchase American companies' product. I'm talking about Indian government. Indian government has big machinery in India. There are tons of departments in Indian government. Earlier, all Indian government departments they used to purchase products from Russia. That is the trend of India, either in military sector, electrical sector, every sector. Most of the equipment they used to come from Soviet Union. Now most of the equipment now America wants. America is not very much interested in 0% tariff of the India. This is called open market for the American company. Now American company and they can push all the American product into Indian market without the entry tariff. This is called open market. But American government is not very much interested in the open market of India. Why it is not interested? Because even though American product comes to Indian market, no one is going to purchase. People would purchase the product from the Chinese only. Because for everything alternative is available, better product in very low price. In that fashion, there is a high chance that no one would purchase the American product. So open market to the American company does not make any sense. The biggest thing is that the Indian government, all Indian government, whatever they purchase from outside, everything they have to purchase from America only. This is the force that American government is pushing on in India. One major sector is coming at agricultural sector. Okay, I believe same it would be energy sector also. Agriculture sector means American dairy products, American milk will enter into India. India is the largest producer of milk. Still, milk price is very high in India, very high. And in that fashion, American milk would enter into India and that will be priced 15% less than the Indian dairy product. So America wants that American milk would flood the Indian market. That is the one thing that America is looking. Second thing, America is looking that food grains and cereal that will from the American farmers, corn and these things, they will flood the Indian market. Not only that, the genetically modified seeds that will enter into Indian market. The indigenous variety of seed that India is known for, that will be obsolete now. Farmers will be forced to use the genetically modified seed from the America so that India will be in dependency to the American agricultural engineering or agricultural science. Okay, not only that, in the animal sector, or animal meat or whatever, or cow or buffalo, those breed will also come from the America. So India is saying that trade deal is not going on between India and US because of the dairy product only. India is self-sustained in the dairy product. Either it is agriculture sector or dairy sector or meat sector, whatever it is. India is a country that is a self-sustained. We don't want from America. America is pushing on us. So that's why trade deal is not going. They are putting even allegation that milk that will come from the America, those cows are fed meat there. This is what they are putting allegation. So those milk are not the vegetarian milk. So in that fashion, we don't want agricultural. So that where the bottleneck is going on. But that is not true. The bottleneck between India and United States, it is not on the agricultural product. The bottleneck between India and US is going on in the military sector, in the defense sector. There the bottleneck is going on. And what is the bottleneck? Everyone understands. The bottleneck is that India is set to purchase its military equipment from Russia. And this is what going red with the America. There it is lagging. It is not lagging in the agricultural product, whatever it is. If agricultural product is coming from America, then it is going to change the complete agriculture technology of India. Means now people will be forced, farmer will be forced to sow the American seed into their farming land. That is for sure. Now dairy farmers will be forced to take care of the American cows. American milk will come into India. But anyway, it is okay to them. I am sure about it. They are lying. Indian ministry is lying. The deal is right now. It is kind of blocked in the agricultural product deal. That is false. Deal is blocked in the military sector section. Their deal is blocked because India is set to buy things from Russia. In January-February time frame, Indian Prime Minister had promised the defense sector deal with the America. But after that Pahalgam issue happened, and then India is looking toward Russia now because Russian equipment they can only work against Chinese equipment that will be used by Pakistan. If India-Pakistan war, if it happens, then Pakistan will use Chinese-made product, and in that fashion, then India will lose the war. Certainly, because if it fires Chinese made fourth generation, fifth generation missiles, then no way French made or Germany made or America made missile anti-missile system it can tackle it. Only S-400 of Russia can tackle it, and then fighter jet plane and those things. So India is changed now. Whatever India was when Indian Prime Minister visited in February March time frame to the White House, India is a different country, and that's how trade deal is sealed now. Trade deal is getting blocked in the defense sector bottleneck, and their trade is sealed. Anyway, when Donald Trump saying is that it is more or less closed now, and they are going to disclose this, now every eye is upon the trade deal only. That what is going to be a trade deal? Indonesia has not made a trade deal with America. If people watch it very closely, Indonesia has not made trade deal with America. America is a country that is lagging in technology. Now America is forcing country to buy American products. Countries are ready to make open market to the American company. Indonesia made open market to American company. China made open market to American company. 10% is open market to India is making open market to American company because these people know that no one is going to buy American products. In that fashion, American government is forcing Indian government, Indonesian government to buy American products. This is something that is very new. Now, Indian government is being forced to buy the agricultural product, energy sector product, Boeing aeroplane, and now in defense sector. Anyway, there are other things that also need to be discussed as America is charging 50% tariff on the aluminum and steel and copper that are being imported into America from India. Product, aluminum, steel and copper products, and 25% on the automobile sector. India export automobile parts to the American car company automobile industry. Their discussion is also going on if tariff can be made 19% on them also. But anyway, Indian government, the way we have been discussing, this government can sell their country. More or less, we can say that discussion trade. This is not a trade deal between India and United States. This is a deal to sell the country. Indian government is selling their country. You can export your dairy and whatever product you want, you can export. Okay, that is for sure. You can flood Indian market. We don't have any problem. Don't ask us as an Indian government department. Don't ask us forcibly to buy your product. This is what we don't want. But this is what US wants. This is what US wants. Okay, US wants that you take our product forcibly. Give us a guarantee that 40 million, 50 billion dollar is a trade deficit. That yearly basis, you will buy minimum 50 billion products from the American company. This is what they want assurance to the India. Okay, now everyone has eye now that how much assurance Indian government is going to give to the American government. How much billion-dollar Indian government is promising that they will purchase from the American company, agricultural company or any other company or Boeing aeroplane or whatsoever. This is what everyone is seeing because this is called selling your country. When you are forcing your government department, you are forcing the Indian companies to buy product only from American companies, then this is more or less it will come in the category of selling your country. Anyway, earlier I believe the people would remember that there was a huge discussion that used to happen in 2010 era when Congress was in government that India should not sign on the CTBT and this and that so that modified seed will come to India in agriculture. Now these are very small things. America wants many other things. Means America wants that India would run American government. India would run the American company. This is what America wants. America does not want any trade deal. The deal what America wants that Indian government to sell off the country to the American government. This is what America wants. Anyway, we will see what is coming out of the trade deal because this would be something and one of the kind of a major pillar stone in the Indian economy. Anyway, everyone has eye on this trade deal.